welcome to GameSpot's coverage of E3 2016. We are live from the Los Angeles Convention Center here in LA, California for the next 2 days, showing off no fewer than 6 press conferences, the first of which EA is kicking off in about 30 minutes time. We won't be done after that. E3 then opens on Tuesday, and on this very stage we're playing host to a bunch of game developers coming on, sharing their games on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, so make sure you stick with us for the whole week. Obviously, in light of the horrifically tragic events that unfolded in Orlando, video games can seem like a pretty trivial thing. So before we kick off the show, I just want to say to everyone who's watching, regardless of your gender, race, sexual preference, we hope you're doing alright, and we're delighted to have you with us today. I'm also delighted to be joined by a couch full of my international friends and colleagues. Scott Butterworth representing the San Francisco office, Lucy James from the UK, Johnny out London
calling,
and Jess from whoever like Roadhog and
right?
Yeah, you're from that Overwatch. It's like Roadhog and Junkratter from.
That's me. That's the place that I come from. Yeah.
It's great.
It's in Australia.
Mad Max. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anything
That's
else?
us too.
Great.
Yeah.
Neighbours.
Neighbours.
Yes, specifically. She was in the original Mad Max. She has names today.
Yeah.
Nice word. Your hair's grown back.
Country. Yeah.
So
we
There's
all
only 5
contribute.
people that live there. Yeah. And Russell Crowe already left.
Yeah, him and Tugger. We've got a bunch of stuff to talk about though over the next 25 minutes. EA are going to, well, we do, but a lot of it's been leaked.
Yeah.
Dude, this morning is crazy. Like, everything's out there already. Well, not everything, but yeah, like substantial number of leaks, which I'm sure we'll touch on right now.
Yeah, so I guess the first things first, I guess EA were doing their dress rehearsal and
Someone hit the go switch. Oops.
left the I mean, I feel like this happens like we do a live show every single year, right? Full of like all of these, you know, professionals and talented individuals who know what the hell they're doing. So do all of these other companies, but every year somebody manages to slip one out. Was it Dishonored 2 last year?
Yeah.
So what happened with EA this year? Who's actually seen it?
Yeah.
Jess, you saw it. All right.
Yeah,
so what did you see?
What happened was, very unluckily, when it was hit, someone accidentally said it live. They were taking a look at Titanfall single player.
Okay.
Titanfall 2.
Wonderful.
Which is really interesting because obviously one of the main criticisms of Titanfall was that, you know, they were very multiplayer focused, and they had said in the past that they wanted to stay multiplayer focused because they wanted to release on time. They didn't want the extra pressures of, like, you know, single player campaign
small enough team
to
as well.
impede on everything they were trying to accomplish with multiplayer. But I think what happened was a lot of people found, you know, the Titan pilot dynamic and the world they were building quite intriguing and felt like it could be super great for a single player campaign. Unfortunately, it sounds like EA and Respawn aren't listening.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we got kind of a, you know, your classic gritty single player shooter trailer going, and it looks like they're going to explore the relationship between Titans and pilots, and also Titans seem to be quite a bit more complicated than
Right,
we
it's
thought
weird.
they were.
Titans are sentient?
Yeah, they appear to be sentient.
So the
Like
problem.
an AI or something.
AI, I
Like
think
that
it's
whole
probably.
sentient- Yeah, like there's now interactions between those piloting the mech suits and the mech suit itself.
Yeah.
Kind of Big Daddy-esque though. They have the relationship with
Yes.
the pilot.
Right.
That's their core programming is to
Yeah,
the
it
pilot.
feels very
Because
Law
they're
of
putting
Robotics.
inside of themselves.
Yeah.
It's a little bit weird.
In an extremely literal way, yes.
Yeah.
So it's strange because a lot of this stuff has like appeared, and then there's been screenshots and news articles, and then there's been DMCA notices which have pulled them down. So like some of it has been very readily available, and then they're completely unavailable. So I guess the things that were in that trailer were like, one, it looked a lot more colorful. I thought it was interesting. And two, there was one of the maps in Titanfall where there was all these flying things that were like killing you every once in a while. They were like kind of flying overhead, and people were like, "Oh, I wonder what like other animals are in this, you know, on this world." And the trailer had a bunch of like, little creatures and stuff.
Yeah,
As well.
all sorts of things. I mean, there's so much new stuff. I mean, we were talking about it earlier, and it's bright and colorful, and they have all these environments and stuff, and like they're fleshing out characters. I'm really interested to see what they're gonna do with it.
Have you guys seen the big Titan that's somewhere here? I've
Oh,
seen
he's in
pictures.
LA Live. We saw him getting built
Oh, right.
yesterday.
He's in LA
It's just legs.
LA Live beside
And a
the Doritos ass arcade machine thing. Did you see that?
I haven't seen that. No, it's in the main square, just next to the Nokia theater, I think.
Wonderful stuff.
It's absurd. It's so big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's either that or the World of Warplanes thing, which. That's another thing that actually. There is the Amy Hennig thing happening.
Yeah.
We know that is it the folks who made Dead Space, what are they called? Visceral Games, also working on this one as well. I'm guessing we're going to see something to do with either of those games, Lucy.
I'd hope so. I mean, they've obviously got some kind of deal worked out with Lucas, so they can have a bunch of Star Wars games have to come out. If we're not seeing any more of Battlefront, I imagine we'll see something.
Right.
Because there's Motive working on one as well, right?
Oh yeah.
So they have a bunch of projects in the pipeline, and even if they did what they did a couple years ago, where they just sort of revealed like concept art and developers working in darkened rooms, saying this game is coming, we'll tell you more when we're ready. I'd be happy with that.
Here, because on top of this, they have so many other annualized franchises with like sports stuff as well. We brought it up. Jumped in. All we saw before was that little sliver. But yeah, like some sort of
traversal system for characters. So that may or may not still be in the game. It may or may not still look like that, but I'm open for jetpacks. I think that'd be kind of great.
Yeah.
I mean,
it feels like massive. You know, so often we get sequels when it's a little bit too soon.
Yeah.
It's been a while since Mass Effect came.
Oh yeah.
Well, they've pushed it to March 2017 now, so that'll be 5 years. On it? 4 or 5 years?
and I think what's really cool is this will be the first Mass Effect that's not part of the Commander Shepard trilogy. Like we actually have to explore new portions of this universe, which is such a well-established and rich universe. I'm really excited to see where they go with the narrative and like what characters we're interacting with. I mean, we know we're in a very different part of the galaxy. I think we're at least 100 years after the conclusion of the previous trilogy. So many unanswered questions. I really hope EA shows more.
But from the sounds of Andromeda, it's also like with Pathfinder, it's very much Battlestar, right? They're running silent, they've lost
I'd love to see Mass Effect. I mean, I love the Mass Effect games. I think they're incredible RPGs. I'd love to see it deliver a little more on planet exploration.
Yes.
And this seems like a perfect opportunity. You know, they have these great, like, dense, like, races and lore associated with all of them and stuff like that. And there's history. And because we've had 3 games packed full of it, we're aware of a lot of it. So they've set up a wonderful universe that we can access. It'll just be really interesting to see. I mean, I'd love to do more of what we've seen in previous games, like actually explore a lot of different kinds of planets.
That like frontier aspect has always been like the
Yeah.
most exciting thing. But it's like, oh,
completely new stuff. It's like completely divergent populations and things like that. I mean, I always liken it to how they did such a good job in that game of feeling like you were entering a whole new, like, it's a completely new experience. Every new planet felt like a new planet.
yeah.
Like,
Mass Effect 3 so yeah,
I imagine they're doing some races that I'm holding out with things I want. Some of the old races.
it's a weird
Part of the
one.
galaxy that's probably new.
Sex with, but because
It
Mass
is a
Effect,
file.
because that's Mass Effect.
BioWare.
Yeah, we love it.
Yeah.
We love that. We do hear sex.
Yeah.
Big fans.
All right, from wars in the future to wars in the past, the first ever war.
That was a very good segment.
Thank you, Battlefield.
Yeah.
Battlefield 1. I'm guessing we're gonna. They've been doing these little like mini featurette teasers over the past week.
Yeah.
You know, bringing in tank battle and all this sort of stuff. I'm guessing we're gonna see a bunch of Battlefield 1, right?
I do wonder if we're going to get a multiplayer reveal. I think back like a few years ago when they did the Battlefield 4 reveal and they went, oh, and we've got all these people playing it now.
Right,
And they,
yeah,
did they
yeah.
go to the roof or
Oh, yeah.
something, or was that Hardline? And there was just all
think
these
that was
people.
Hardline.
And they had it in the
Yeah.
Californian sun. All these people just going.
Yeah.
It burns to a crisp. I'm holding my shield
But it
up
looks
to everyone in
cool.
this game. It's no fun.
Very grateful for our frosted glass surroundings right now.
Yeah.
No sunburns in here.
Nice and chilly today.
Yeah.
But yeah, Battlefield 1, it'll be interesting actually. I mean, anything they show is going to be interesting. If they show single player
Yeah.
stuff, that'll be great. People
It's
want
fascinating.
that, you know?
I think just like everything they've talked about so far, it seems like they have a lot to work with to do really interesting combat mechanics and different ways of approaching it, and emphasis on melee, things like that, that just suited the time, so they're going to suit the game. What I'm really interested to see is if we see a single player campaign that can get as gritty as, of course, the Great War would be.
Right, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, this is one of the world's biggest shooting franchises, which is about having a blast.
Yeah.
The Great War was something fun time.
I mean, like, even if you go back to first so yeah, very
Yeah.
It seems like this is what they've been approaching for quite a long time. I mean, because Hardline was the same thing. They wanted to do something. It was like it was a cops and robbers game. It wasn't a modern warfare game. So
Yeah.
they've clearly decided that they don't want to compete directly with what Call of Duty is trying to do. And what better way to do that than by going back to the series roots and going back to the First World War? I guess Battlefield probably started, I think, as a World War II game. Actually,
1942 was, yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, they've gone classic instead of modern. So I mean, honestly, probably a good decision on their part. And so far, when we've seen the reaction, everyone that I've seen talking about it online seems much more excited about Battlefield versus Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
For sure. I mean, it seems like whatever they show, the folks will be happy. Speaking of which, if you have any questions at all, make sure to put them in the GameSpot chat and keep an eye there. And also on twitch.tv/GameSpot. I've got both of them up here, especially afterwards, because we're going to do sort of breakdown post-show afterwards as well, with hopefully some more details that we know. But moving on in terms of the games, let's talk about sports. It's Electronic Arts. FIFA got itself a story mode. That's also a leak. Thanks,
Yeah.
So this has also been pulled down. I watched the trailer. It's
I
pretty
watched
short
the
and sweet.
trailer.
It kind of looks like that living the dream stuff from NBA 2K16.
Yeah. Spike Jones joined.
Like joints, sorry.
Well, now we're just gonna be confused.
Pretty sure. I don't know.
No.
I don't know actually.
Someone in the comments will correct us.
Let us know in the
Yeah.
comments.
Yeah, the spikes are in the chat. Let us know.
A Spike joined.
It looks so it's on Frostbite as well, which is great. They flash up Frostbite.
Yeah.
Like, great, brilliant. The destructible.
Don't forget your roots.
Yeah, it's starting off point again for the Fight Night series, which had a rags to riches, football as well. So the trailer that we I'm sure football players in past couple of years. But yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
As a soccer or football you excited about a story mode? Is this something that you want?
So Fight Night Champion, every single time I have like interviewed the EA people, the FIFA people specifically, at E3 for the past couple of years, I have said, have you ever thought about doing a story mode because it's the same company, right? Different studio, obviously, but you know, how did that work out? And what I heard is that Champion, maybe because of when it was released, didn't necessarily do that well, and obviously that story mode took quite a lot of time. It's the same thing we've always heard with like Titanfall, for instance, multiplayer, single player, you know, 50% don't play it, whatever. So, yes, I'm very excited for that. Obviously, it's all in the execution. We'll have to wait and see. But the other thing is, whenever they do anything new in an EA sports game, is they roll it into all the other ones. So what if there's the same in Madden and the same in NHL as well?
Yeah.
Possible.
Are there any other EA sports games? There's no more
those are the big
NASCAR
three.
ones?
Wait, do they not have a basketball?
I think
No,
basketball's
2K.
2K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought that's what they had. There was.
they had live, but then that was the one that
That
they
was-
literally
Yeah.
killed. Yeah, dead.
Where was
so.
Took it out.
Who
when-
God?
Who God?
Yeah.
Was he EA?
I swear he was on
Was
FIFA.
he?
Someone was last year.
I wonder who
The
God.
NBA Street Games.
If you say his name 3 times into a mirror, he appears. We're about 10 minutes from the conference going live, but we still have a bunch more stuff to talk about. Let's talk.
Star Wars. Let's just talk about all the Star Wars games.
I mean, the chances are we're going to see loads of them.
Exciting.
I would certainly hope so. Like,
Oh,
God,
well,
they're
surely.
making several of them, so.
What about the Old Republic? They had an expansion
Right.
last year, and we know BioWare are working. Well, BioWare are working on Andromeda, a secret new IP,
Right.
and they do have the Old Republic going on in the background. Are they going to do a new update?
Well, that would be, I mean, that would be 4 then, because we have Visceral, we have Motive,
Yeah.
we have Respawn,
Yeah.
which got announced last month, I think. And then, I mean, yeah.
Let's
Old
not
Republic is
forget
still
about
kicking
Lego
around.
Star Wars: The Force
Right.
Awakens, which is this is not a good game, but it's a Star Wars
Well,
game.
this is what's happened after Infinity. I mean, or as part of that whole
Yeah.
thing. You can see the strategy now. They're you know, they're out there licensing games again, and Star Wars hasn't been bigger in recent memory than it is right now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Is Rogue One coming out later this year as well?
Yeah.
Yeah,
December.
so a
Yeah.
bunch of stuff. So I imagine if there was ever a conference over the next 6 days, we're going to see a lot of Star Wars stuff at. It's going to be
I certainly hope so.
I imagine PlayStation as well, actually, because they always do the Force is strong with PlayStation.
Yeah, and they've got
Oh,
that
yeah.
VR experience that they talked about at GDC. So hopefully
Yeah.
we'll see something of that. I mean, they said that
Right.
like we're making a Star Wars VR game for PSVR. You'll see it eventually.
Yeah.
Maybe eventually is E3.
Let's talk about that actually, because another thing that we've heard over the past couple of days is that Ubisoft are going to be showing off a bunch of virtual reality stuff. We also now know that the Neo isn't going to be front and center
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
Sony, which means that's probably a lot to do with their messaging about PlayStation VR and not wanting to sort of muddy the water
Yeah.
about that. So, I mean, an educated guess means that Electronic Arts are also going to like jump in and show off like, here are our, you know, dipping our toe into the sort
Yeah. I
of
think
VR.
I think that's the right
pool.
phrase because
Yeah.
if we are going to see anything, it's probably going to be a very like
Something
cautious.
little.
Like,
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
worry about it. You won't.
Because so far, everything we've seen for VR has come from much smaller teams, and a lot of it's
Yeah.
really great. But we haven't seen like there's no Call of Duty VR that I'm aware of, right? I mean, there's been no real big major franchises, like AAA, quote unquote AAA franchises that have come to VR. So maybe E3 we're going to start to see a little of that. I'm not aware of anything besides the Star Wars experience that PlayStation is talking about. But I mean, yeah, maybe at the EA's conference we'll see a little bit from them.
I think EA is a good place for it because I mean, EA has given us a lot of like sweet indie games to like get excited about.
Yeah, they kind of. I mean, God bless Madden and FIFA because those kind of bankroll other projects.
yeah.
Mirror's
Totally.
Edge, the first Mirror's Edge didn't really sell that well, but
Yeah.
they made another one anyway.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that EA historically has kind of done that. Like they will take
Yeah.
a risk on a game that maybe is not going to do
They've
great.
also got access to a bunch of IP that they could probably
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So one of the leaks that happened a little while ago was the idea that there might be some sort of virtual reality Battlefront, which would be
Right.
you're
Oh come on, it'd be great.
I get really motion sick in VR. So I'm
Right.
like,
yeah.
You just hear
Not
that
for
and
you.
you're like,
yeah.
Dude, I want a Mirror's Edge VR. That would kill you. You would
Yeah.
like put
The
the heads on
normal
and
Mirror's Edge
immediately.
kills me.
You know that button where
Yeah.
you can turn around 180 in like a fraction of a second? Could you imagine that in
That
virtual
might
reality?
be even a
Yeah.
little much for me, and I
Well,
generally don't
Look,
get motion
look down,
sick.
it's your ass suddenly.
Well, do you remember when someone put not Dead Island,
Dead Rising?
No. The one that Techland did after.
Dead Space?
Oh, Dying Light.
Dying
Dying
Light.
Light.
Yeah.
Put someone for Dying Light in VR, and that was
Awful.
because it's when the camera takes control away from you when you vault
Right.
over something.
Right.
That's when people might
Oh,
say.
wow,
But
yeah.
to be honest, like stuff with Vive now, like Vive, I'm fine with. So it seems like the motion sickness problem is going away. So if Battlefront were to come to VR, and hopefully they've taken the time to smooth it all out.
Yeah.
that's
Man,
fine.
being in those environments though.
Yeah. Just being
that'd
able to
be
walk
cool.
around.
Yeah, I want like a Star Wars, like a cockpit
So
VR game.
cool,
These cockpits
yeah.
seem to work really well with VR. You're seated, and you've got
Yeah.
like control panels. You can like look every direction. I mean, it works for Valkyrie. things
X-Wing
like that.
versus TIE Fighter.
Right?
I mean, that would
would
work
be fantastic.
perfectly. Yeah.
Make it happen, EA.
100%. I wonder if the other thing they do with the sports games is like even stuff like Kinect, like the voice commands, all that stuff always gets like a little bit of a piecemeal tip of the hat. In those
Yeah.
sports games.
Does seem
So
to.
like, imagine maybe if you could play FIFA and sit in a crowd.
Imagine if you could
That'd
be the
Right.
ball. You could literally be
No,
the soccer
No,
ball.
why you always gotta take it in like the worst VR way possible.
Well,
Imagine
you
being
know,
the referee.
it's all about experience right now. We got to try different things and see what works.
Yeah,
You know,
there's
maybe-
no wrong answers in brainstorming. That's their approach, they'll take.
Unless you tell somebody to make a soccer game in which you are the ball.
The
That's
ball,
probably
yeah.
a bad idea.
Cameras that it's like sort of like moving with you.
Sharks.
Oh yeah. Canadian Grand Prix right here. Okay, so we've talked a lot about a lot of There's going to be something between now and next year.
I'm hoping for a video like
That's like turning it into a verb.
It's too small.
It's not. It's beautiful. I think it's different. I think it's great for EA. It's perfect because they have the other guys getting these massive, amazing shooters. We're gonna get Mass Effect. They have sports together. It's just completely out of left field and it grabs everyone. And it's like, oh wow, that is an incredible thing that no one saw coming. Which honestly, I think is the best part of E3.
Yeah, you already have the unexpected hero of E3 2015, right?
Okay,
But
it was EA getting behind something that was, really trying to do something
Yeah.
like very narrative focused and completely like. I mean, yes, I agree that game had problems, but I don't think I've seen anything quite like it. And I really enjoy publishers who are willing to back devs who want to do games like that.
I mean,
Everyone
you're not
loves a
wrong.
trier.
Like, what you say?
everyone loves a trier.
Yeah, that's
okay?
true.
Try.
Even with like the small sort of stuff. I mean, I guess it's you're right. They do have a lot of the bases covered. They got the third person. I mean, it looks like their Star Wars games are probably going to be big bombastic third person games. They have the first person base covered. They have the sort of the sports stuff locked down.
They've got RPGs.
Yeah.
Well,
I think the next Dragon Age will be maybe
it-
next year.
yeah,
like, you
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
But they
it's
still
kind
have
of
ways
one
off.
or another, but the other thing it might be, because remember that like Simpsons Untapped is an EA game,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So
Makes
it's
them a
possible
lot of
that
money.
the new IP
Yeah.
will be something more social, maybe even something mobile. I mean, I'm sort of loath to be like, the new IP is going to be mobile.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
a
EA does that.
PopCap just got Warfare.
Zombies 2, yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
Garden Warfare 2, yeah.
But also, the Sims, a thing has been I think they're calling it Sims Worlds.
Right.
That could be the
Okay.
the new game from
Yeah,
Microsoft.
that's like, which kind of be considered a new IP, because it's Sims, but it's a very new take on this.
Well, it wouldn't be obviously tragically shut down last year, but a lot of that stuff had been built. I mean, they have that Sims team, which is based.
Bring a lot of
yeah,
Very much,
House,
yeah. Getting the expansion packs, it doesn't seem to be getting.
a video of a dude in
Yeah.
the back of a train. Like
Yeah, it was like a little
nice
dev
train.
diary. It was a dev diary, and then it was like a couple of guys silhouetted in a train
Yeah.
with a big moon. And so, no idea what that game is gonna be, but I trust the team behind it. So yeah.
Brothers was great. Very redundant title, but a great game.
Yeah. Do we think that Criterion's going to make an appearance?
Right.
That's a good question.
'Cause they-
God, I would love another Burnout. Just bring back Burnout.
They're working on like an action sports. Like what's the word I'm looking for? Not action. Extreme sports.
Extreme
depends.
sports,
Yeah.
yeah.
Action sports. But again, that was like a concept arty. Like, here's the dev from the studio. Like, see the video.
My only, does it
Oh
be like
my
Skate?
goodness.
Yeah, Danny.
So do you know
Skate
this
4?
campaign? Like everything
great.
consistently.
I'm happy
Yeah.
that desire is there, but that's kind of annoying just because I know that game. Like I will post stuff on our site in the comments, be like,
Yeah.
what about this other unrelated thing? And I'm like, I just spent all day writing this. Please care about the thing I posted.
So-
so I feel that community manager's pain, but yeah, I also want Skate 4. So
And so apparently, I think it was maybe last week, EA came out and said, we're like, we're happy with all the love and support for our skate game, but
Yeah.
nothing's in development right now. I guess EA Black Box made that. I'm not sure.
I don't think they exist anymore.
Yeah,
I
you're
think
right.
they
Yeah.
can.
So, I mean, those games are really popular. There became a time, like I interviewed Tony Hawk downstairs last year,
Yeah.
where there just wasn't enough people buying those games from both those games to exist, and they almost sort of like cannibalized each other. So, I mean, Tony Hawk's not going anywhere. Well, Tony Hawk's not coming back anytime soon.
They kind of shot themselves in the foot, though. I mean, like they had a chance. They had the right idea with the most recent Tony Hawk, like going back to arcade roots and just kind of dropped the ball a
It
little.
would be
a
interesting
lot.
to see if EA were like holding off to see what the reception to Tony Hawk
Right.
would be like before deciding.
And
I
that
hope
could
not.
cut, that could
I
cut
hope-
either,
yeah.
I mean, you could
We're
cut that
different.
either way. You could either say that was a complete disaster, but I mean, you're right. Like the game on paper was good. It was just a terrible, terrible execution.
Yeah.
So we're running over the hour, but EA still haven't started yet. Presumably they're having to change their press conference because they've leaked everything.
I hope they own it, though. I hope they just make a joke about it. I think everyone will be happy. Like, you can't just pretend like it didn't happen, right?
Yeah.
You can't be mad about it at this point.
Three-way.
Yeah, the best thing to do is to be like, haha, right, guys? Okay, anyways, moving along. So, hopefully they'll handle it gracefully, but I guess we'll see.
I
Yeah.
can't imagine Peter Moore would just completely ignore it. I like Peter would.
It's not his first rodeo.
What's the over-under on a new Peter Moore tattoo this year? What do you think it's going to be?
It's been long enough since what was the last one?
Halo 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
Whoa.
well, you got the GTA 4 one after that, right?
Oh yeah.
That was
It must
before.
have been off. Really?
Oh yeah.
Why am I
Oh no,
talking
Halo.
about-
When did
GTA
games
4.
come out?
God. Either
What about
way,
after
I mean, either way, it's all gonna
Look
get.
in the comments. Will let us know how wrong we are.
Thanks everyone for doing our jobs for us.
Were there any questions? I don't know if anybody was asking.
Oh, I'm keeping an eye on it.
All
Okay,
right.
I got it.
He's got it under control.
What do we got for EA Bingo? What's gonna come up? What should we have on our bingo sheets?
It's gonna be people who don't know what to do with their hands.
Okay, no, hang on.
Yes.
Supercar on stage.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna have some kind of sports star who
Yep.
none of us know who they are.
Or Pele.
Or Pele.
And or Pele.
Right,
about Pele for 30
How?
minutes last
What about Pele, Danny?
This is only an hour long, though. I think.
It's gonna be half an
That's
hour
what it
Pele.
felt like. Half an hour of Pele Sports.
And it still won't be
Like-
enough.
What else are they gonna have? Andrew
The-
Wilson will be dressed impeccably.
Yes.
There will be
look great.
lightsabers. Someone will have a lightsaber at some point.
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
The Star Wars will be pursued.
Star Wars musical Blair
We
at one
will
point.
see.
Yeah. How many Star Wars games? Let's do it right now. How many do you think? I'm gonna go with. I'll go last.
I'm gonna go 2. I'm gonna say they're gonna be 2 separate Star Wars.
Conservative bet.
3.
3.
I want to go 3 too.
Wait, does 3 include like DLC or anything?
Yeah, I'm not even
Just
gonna
in
talk
case.
about
We're talking full
DLC.
games.
Because I'm sure they're gonna talk
New,
about Battle.
new games then 2.
Yeah.
New games
Okay.
then 2.
Yeah, I think 2 is a safe bet.
Me and you, Jess, we're in it together.
Yeah, no.
I would high five you, but we're live.
You're always
Two.
two.
We're all
It's-
all in
Yeah.
2 now.
I was gonna go
Oh, really?
4 if we went 3, but I'm happy sitting on 3.
You want to 1 up? I'll go 3
No,
then.
no, I'm good. A couple of questions in here about maybe some sort of new Command and Conquer. It's been a little while.
Yeah, I mean, are they? I feel like EA is very much in the console business, so like they don't seem to be making many PC games these days, and I can't imagine a console-based Command and Conquer.
They had that free-to-play one a couple of years back.
Which one was that?
Which
Wait, I
was
thought
it
it
was a
didn't-
Red Alert free-to-play thing, wasn't it?
Is that the one that they made and then they canned it?
Or they might have canned
They
it.
canned
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I remember playing it
Really?
behind closed doors at Gamescom once, and then they were just like, oh yeah, no.
UV had Tom Clancy's End War, right? That was the thing.
They had
Console
Ruse as
yes.
well.
Oh, Ruse!
Which was
Remember
a console,
Ruse.
yes,
Yeah, but EA, it's been quite a long time since we've seen an RTS out of them. I don't know. That would be an interesting one.
Munvian saying John Boyega on stage.
Please.
Oh yes, I would
Please.
love. Yeah.
What celebrity appearance?
Why
I mean,
not?
if they make
Oh, I
that
would
many, Star Wars games, you think you might?
Well, he was, because he was like, there needs to be, like, he expressed disappointment in Battlefront, right? Yeah.
Off the
he
company line, John.
No, he was like, why is there no single player?
Yeah, I think he wanted the
Alright.
story.
Yeah,
Like
no.
he was, he was looking to maybe bring a little voice acting.
Yeah, he was looking for a job.
Right.
Wounds will be healed. Everything's going to be
Yeah.
fine.
Clever boy. Can we get FIFA Star Wars with Pele as Lando?
We
Raging Frank.
literally joked about that before
Yeah, we
live.
did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Exactly that.
there will be an outtake some
Yeah.
years from now of our
Yeah.
conversation on the couch
The
about
whole
Star
chat-
Wars FIFA.
The whole chat is saying Skate 4.
Good job, Chad.
Yeah, it's good to see.
Oh, let's get games.
What about Dead Space?
Won't
Well,
happen.
the Visceral are working on a Star Wars game.
They're
busy.
busy. They're busy. Listen.
Also, Dead Space 3 was not great.
No, it was not great.
Dead Space 2 was fantastic,
it
though. I
tried.
love Dead Space 2. And even Dead Space 1 has its merits.
Your threes, Dead Space 1 was a classic. I won't have anything else
Yeah.
said about that. But your three games are always a little bit like, you know.
That's
Even like
very
Uncharted 3 was a little like, it was 2 was great and 3 was.
Yeah, Mass
They
Effect.
brought it back
Mass
around.
Effect is the same.
Mass
thing.
Effect, yeah, 3 was good.
A little bit of room to breathe. I mean, Dead Space, it feels like we haven't had a Dead
Dead
Space.
Space Origins.
Like, oh no, I hate
Did they do like a Wii game that was a prequel? Is that a thing, or am I making that up? I feel like there was a Dead
That's
Space
not
Wii game
familiar.
that wasn't just a port. It was like its own. It was like an
It was a
on-rail
It's
shooter
good.
that was a
Haven.
prequel. I swear this is a real thing.
Dead Space Extraction.
Ah, there it is.
Boom!
Yeah, 2009.
I'm not crazy.
So,
Well, I mean, unrelated.
so the other thing is that like, this is like a lot of these franchises haven't been on the new consoles yet.
Yeah.
So even
Yeah.
though, like a couple of years have
Point.
passed, like maybe we've got that added element coming in.
What was he like a Dead Space collection or something?
Yeah, I was gonna
Like,
say.
No,
So
no,
you're
no,
asking
no.
about all
EA
the remasters.
EA won't do remasters, right?
Don't do that.
Well, even if they
Either
do,
more
it
is
won't be
come
on
out.
stage today.
I
Like, they're
know.
not going to be touting a remaster at the press conference. I would have to imagine, right? That's not a very sexy thing to
Yeah.
spend their 1 hour of press conference time.
So that's the other
Unless it's
thing as well,
backwards compatible.
is that but if that was the case, then they might keep that for the hardware. For
Yeah, that would be like
Microsoft
the
and
Sony Microsoft press conference thing.
Because that's the other thing, is that EA won't be doing after today. This will be like, you know, their sort of
Yep.
top shelf
Yeah.
stuff, but
Totally.
then they're going to keep a lot of this stuff for tomorrow's press conferences.
I was gonna say, remember last year, wasn't it like the weird thing that they brought to Microsoft's press conferences was Plants vs Zombies?
Oh
Like
yeah.
that was the big thing that they had.
Yeah. Was there an exclusivity thing happening there?
Well,
was on
the
PC.
They
original
kept Xbox
was
first, or they got the first DLC or something like
the
that.
original
Yeah.
Xbox had timed. The original game had timed exclusivity on Xbox One.
Right, yeah.
And then it came to PS4 later.
And it was on PC as well.
Yes.
So the other thing they might trot on a little bit about, because they certainly won't be doing that much at the consoles, is EA Access, which
Yeah.
has. I mean, I was
Yeah.
even surprised by just how many games were on that servers ahead of time. I mean, last year was lots of sports games, but
Yeah.
like even Mirror's Edge.
Dragon Age.
Yeah.
Age, right?
Yeah, they've been doing
Well,
it.
Oh yeah. The Battlefield 1 trailer has the Xbox logo, so I assume there's going to be some kind
Right.
of exclusivity there. It seems like if Microsoft haven't got COD anymore and they don't have Battlefront, they might be grasping for
Right.
Well, there's been such an outpouring of goodwill towards Battlefield. It seems like that would actually politically just be a good maneuver for them.
Yeah, I mean, on a lot of these games, they might show a campaign here and then multiplayer
Yeah.
at the, you know.
Yeah,
Sony
I think we've
thing.
actually seen that in years past with Call of Duty especially. It'll be like the teaser for like, here's what the game is, and then you get to the Microsoft press conference, and then here's multiplayer, or here's zombies, or whatever. So yeah, it's entirely possible that's what will happen today as well, or over the next 2 days along all of these various, this gauntlet of press conferences.
Yeah, I mean, and by the time Tuesday's finished, we're actually going to know most of the stuff that's
Yeah.
got to be shown.
Yeah, the show will be over before it begins this year.
Yeah. It's a bit nuts.
So what is this, day minus 2?
Day minus
Yeah.
1 at least, and then tomorrow's like day 0.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see like how much time they allow for, because we've talked about so many games, right? There's like maybe multiple Star Wars games, Battlefield 1, Titanfall. We talked about, you know, we'll probably get, they have to, you know, get people out there. So like you might see Amy Hennig out there talking about
Yeah.
one.
Cool.
Jade Raymond might be out there as well.
Yeah.
You know, the Haze-like game, maybe if they show that. They also have to dip, you know, into the sports stuff. Then there's going to be DLC for all of the stuff that's already come out. What do you think we're going to see in that respect?
In DLC?
For sure.
Oh,
Battlefront.
they gotta show it. Yeah.
Because they already have a roadmap laid out, so we kind of know what's coming, but I'm sure
Yeah.
they'll show it. And be like, here's this, and then
Yeah,
we're
we
also
haven't
gonna
really
do the
had
next
the
one
proper
that's later
look.
this year.
Just details.
Yeah, so I'm sure like that's kind of a given.
Yeah.
What else?
Everyone's shouting for Pele and for the thing to start.
Pele riding a
Bad.
skateboard, introducing skateboard. Boom.
Jency Havoc asking for an EA rugby game.
Eh.
There was some rugby games coming out every year. They're
Yeah.
always just made
There's
by
a
these
lacrosse game. Mike Mahardy reviewed
Yeah.
a lacrosse game.
KC Powell lacrosse.
Yep, it's a thing.
What's it called?
I think he gave it 4.
I mean, what might be interesting to see is that, like, obviously Gamescom is really putting itself more on the map more in terms
Yeah.
of big game releases and stuff.
Yeah.
So it could be that they have a very dedicated number of games, just a handful for E3,
Right.
and then they save more Like, especially I think the ones that are coming later, maybe Mass Effect, for example, would have more of a presence at Gamescom.
I was so surprised last year about how much stuff was really shown there. Like Scalebound, we got that big play reveal.
Yeah.
Like even now it sounds like Sony are sort of
Coming back.
yeah, well
Because
yeah.
they realised
they're not
Paris Games
showing-
Week maybe wasn't
yeah,
the best.
exactly.
They're not showing Neo or PS4.5, whatever,
Right.
at E3. Where are they gonna? I mean, it's
Yeah.
gotta be Gamescom or
Yeah.
maybe
Or
TGS.
TGS, but then TGS has fallen by the wayside as well.
I would be surprised if Microsoft showed anything at TGS, but Gamescom, they definitely had such a big presence there last year.
Yeah.
But because Sony wasn't there.
And I mean this
They're-
year there's a decent amount of space between that and PAX or PAX West as it's called now
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, they're rebranded.
Yeah, so
God, there's so many events all year long. Those you got, Comic-Con and PAX, and Gamescom, and I mean TGS is actually right before Comic-Con in the middle of the
Yeah.
summer, right? It's I might have my dates wrong, but there's just so many big. So who knows, man? Who knows? It used to be like everything was E3, and now it seems like a lot of the big announcements are spread more evenly throughout the year. So
I mean even like during the amount of press conferences we had last week showing
Yeah,
stuff
last
like
Yeah.
week.
Deus Ex,
Announcing everything.
we had the Watch
Destiny.
Dogs stuff.
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Destiny on theirs.
Dishonored. Speaking of things that leaked,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we got plenty of leaks to talk about over the next couple days.
Weekend.
yeah.
Uh,
Sticking to EA. Have they still not started?
Here's a good one. Dead Space VR says Dan James 2015.
Potentially. I mean, I know that
I bet.
Sony's
That's
doing.
really
I've actually
cool.
seen their. Oh God, what was the game from last year? The Choose Your Own Adventure Order.
Yes, this is the
Until Dawn.
Yeah.
There's an Until Dawn VR game. So
Oh,
Yeah.
Rush of Blood, yeah.
Yeah.
On
It's an
rails.
on rails thing, so I would kind of like to do a more exploration-based VR jump scare game.
It's an
but-
on-rails shooter, isn't it?
Kinda, sorta. Yeah,
Yeah.
you shoot
Kinda,
stuff.
sorta.
I mean, yeah, it's not like you're playing, Area 51 or like Time Crisis in an arcade
Yeah.
or something. But yeah, you're like in a mine cart. You have a gun and things
Sure.
jump out at you. So yeah, it would be really cool if we got like an Until Dawn or a Dead Space like exploration.
They're pretty
board
good
game.
at that whole eye removal thing as well.
No.
That could work out on VR.
Yeah, I think Mary Kish did a really great like goriest moments in games compilation
Yeah.
recently, and that was certainly in there
It was
because
yeah.
it's horrifying.
Here's a good
I
one.
really like my eyeballs. I don't like the idea of them being gouged out by a space needle.
Pats Fan 365 Pele VR.
LAV.
Yeah.
All right,
Pele.
that's Pele VR. It's coming up. We
Here we
just got ears on it. EA is just starting off, so make sure you stick around after this where we'll be doing our post-show impressions. But until then, enjoy the electronic artist.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to EA Play, coming to you live from the Novo in Los Angeles. It's always cool to be part of something new. This is a brand new event, a brand new venue, and we're kicking things off with a new type of show. Now, we all know you have an insatiable appetite to dive deep into the games you love, but we could never give you everything you want in 60 minutes. And let's be honest, even if we could, you'd also probably rather see and hear it from the community anyway. We get it. So consider this next hour to be a taste, a quick glimpse into a bunch of great stuff that we have in development. This is us opening up the door, welcoming in our players, influencers, media, and partners. We're inviting you in to play. We're surrounded here by hundreds of game stations. Thousands of you will get hands-on with our games this week. Unfortunately, more of you won't. But the content creators here are the ones who can tell you what they see, what they feel, what they like, and even what they don't. And that's fine too. We want your feedback. We want to know what you think. Just as long as you take some time to play. Of course, EA Play is a global experience. So here's a twist. Someone had this crazy idea of hosting EA Play in not one, but 2 locations. And then, I'm pretty sure it was that same person had an even crazier idea of seeing if we could join them live via satellite. So let's welcome Peter Moore and hundreds of our friends from London.
Hi,
good, we're good. Hi, Andrew. As you can hear, we've got a great crowd here in London. We're at the iconic Hammersmith Apollo Theatre. We've got 100 game stations back there. I've got 600 of my best friends. What a great-looking group they are. We are going to have a blast tonight. Back to you.
Thanks, Peter. We'll be back with you in just a bit. Let's quickly set the stage for what you'll see over the next hour. We will take a look into the future of EA Star Wars games. BioWare will take us further into the next intense chapter of the Mass Effect universe. From EA Sports, we have both competition and story. And of course, Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2 are both here today. Right away after this show, we will actually host the first ever live-streamed 64-player Battlefield 1 match. Now, here's a question for you. Did any of you see the Battlefield trailer last month? I know you did, and I know a bunch of you were thinking, is this real? Are there actually going to be airships and horses and trench knives and shovels? So two things. One, yes. And two, you can see it for yourselves. Not in another trailer, but with an hour of gameplay live streamed around the world, just an hour from now. A few thoughts before we get into the action. Just a decade ago, there were about 200 million game players in the world. We thought that was a lot. Now there are 2.6 billion and growing. We are all part of a global phenomenon. At its core is play, something that is increasingly important to our lives today. For many of us, games are vital. That's what drives us to make games and continue building, creating, innovating, and exploring. We know just how important it is. We see it as our responsibility to help people on all corners of the globe experience play. Because we all play to live. This will be a fantastic 3 days, so let's get started. First up is a great friend and the mastermind behind one of the industry's most compelling franchises, Vince Zampella.
Thank you, Andrew. Well, everyone, it's great to be back near E3. Titanfall introduced millions of players around the world to the fast, fluid Pilot and Titan gameplay that is at the heart of Titanfall. And with the release of Titanfall 2, we're excited to welcome PS4 players to the franchise for the first time. We'll start off with a look at what players can expect out of Titanfall multiplayer.
Let's do this. Stick together. Go, go, go.
I love it. So, Titanfall 2 builds on the signature Pilot and Titan gameplay to deliver a more robust experience, backed by the depth and variety our fans have been asking for. This includes 6 new Titans, each with their own unique combat abilities, expanded pilot gameplay, more customization options, and a deep progression system. And of course, super smooth gameplay that we've always delivered. Prior to launch, we'll be holding a multiplayer technical test designed to help us stress key features of the game. To play the multiplayer test, go to Titanfall.com and sign up to get all the details. Now, for the 4 people that didn't see the leak this morning, and if you know this, sing along with me. I'm excited to confirm single player. So we'll be adding a full offline playable campaign to Titanfall 2. It'll be crafted to dive deeper into the Titanfall universe, exploring the unique bond between pilot and Titan, taking full advantage of the movement and combat to deliver a feeling of being unstoppable together. And now here's the debut of the single-player trailer for Titanfall 2, coming October 28th to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Thank you, everyone.
BT-7274. Your data recorder says your original pilot was killed in action.
Correct. My original pilot was KIA. I am now linked to Rifleman Jack Cooper.
Who authorized this?
We had no other options.
What are your protocols?
Protocol 1. Link to pilot. Protocol 2. Uphold the mission. Protocol 3.
BT!
Protect the pilot.
Stand by for Titanfall.
Trust me.
Welcome to Denver. I'm Brandon Gordon alongside Charles Davis as the 2016 NFL season is underway.
This the game that shows us. Pioneers started on my corner like the cold rush. Had lining up the block like a gold rush. Saying live fast and die young is what they told us.
Here we go. Just 3 seconds left. The Broncos fighting for their playoff lives. The snap, hold, it's blocked. TJ Ward blocked it. And in the most improbable of ways, Denver is going to the playoffs.
That is Madden NFL 17 for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and as always, the game looks incredible. This year, Madden lets you take your team all the way with the most balanced gameplay to date, new ways to play in franchise mode, and an all-new commentary team. It personifies everything we love about sports: passion, intensity, and of course, competition. Competition in the world of gaming is esports, and it's absolutely electric. Elite players, a global stage, and of course, big paydays. From the first Madden Challenge 14 years ago to today's competitive Battlefield scene, and of course, the FIFA Interactive World Cup, EA is no stranger to the power of elite competition. But the spectacle of esports barely scratches the surface of competition. It's a select few that become pro gamers. That is why EA is embracing a new approach to competitive gaming. We want to make stars of all of our players. With new competitive modes and weekly online contests in our biggest franchises, we're making competition fun and meaningful for everyone, regardless of their ability. As such, I'm excited to announce 3 awesome new ways to compete: Challenger events, Premier events, and EA Major events. With our Challenger series of events, we'll be giving the community an ability to be more easily hosting and running their own tournaments. Next up is the Premier Series. These are large-scale live events that we'll host with partners from inside and outside of the gaming world. And finally, there are EA Major events. These are marquee live events run by EA on a global stage. The best players competing for the biggest prizes. And it all starts this weekend at EA Play in Los Angeles with our first EA Major event, the Madden NFL 16 Championship. In a moment, we'll welcome ESPN's Stan Verrett to the stage in LA, who will introduce you to the 8 finalists. But first, let's meet 2 of the fiercest Madden competition out there, Eric Problem Right and Zach Serious Mo Lane.
The greatest of all time is the guy to beat.
This guy just wins.
Being the best in the world often inspires awe, reverence, respect. But when you're the best in the world at a video game, everyone thinks they can take you down.
Every day on Twitter, there's people coming in saying that they can beat me. Usually I just respond in the nature of something like, Floyd Mayweather doesn't fight, Joe Schmo off the streets. I am the greatest of all time when it comes to Madden football.
I'm here to win, and whoever's in the way is just, another person that's going to have to get laid out.
I'd like to believe that I'm the best Madden player in the world.
Give it up for Serious Mo!
If anybody can be the heir to Problem Throne, a lot of people feel it's going to be Serious Mo.
I kind of dedicated my life to this. When I was 16, I was at the top of my class, but I would go to school with no sleep from being up all night playing Madden.
Being a full-time video game player is hard for a lot of people to understand. It is tough. It is tough to do, and I'll play as many hours as I can just to really get ahead of the competition.
Both Problem and Serious Mo have a claim to the top of the Madden world, and the issue may be settled at the Madden Championship. It's a tournament that started with 1 million players in online qualifiers and ends this week, live in Los Angeles, with $50,000 at stake. These would-be rivals are actually close friends, but don't expect them to take it easy on each other if they meet with a title on the line.
Oh, there's no question I'm going to win the Madden Challenge this time around.
I wish him the best of luck, but, I got to beat him.
It started with 1 million players competing online, and now only these 8 remain, the best Madden NFL players in the world. All world-class competitors. They're at the top of their game, but only one is going to be the winner. Let's meet one of the guys here who appears to be a little injured. This is Serious Mo. You saw in the piece. What happened?
I was racing a friend, didn't have my shoes tied, fell down, broke my collarbone.
Didn't have your shoes tied? Are they tied now?
No.
No, they're not tied. All right, we don't want you to fall off the stage. All right, best of luck to you. Best of luck to all of you guys. Now, it's going to be an awesome competition. If you can't be here at EA Play to see it in person, you can tune in. You can watch on Twitch, YouTube, or tune into ESPN3 to watch all the action live, or join us at ESPN2, 6 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday for the finals. Now, let's send it back to Peter in London.
Thank you, Stan. Looking forward to some great action this week. But let's also take a moment to talk about the year ahead. I'm excited to announce the Madden NFL 17 Championship Series. Next year, everything gets bigger and better. How much better? We're putting up $1 million in total prize money. Now, it takes full-time dedication to be the best, and we want to reward our elite players for their skill and commitment. The Madden 17 Championship Series is a full year of high-stakes action that spans 4 EA majors and more events to be announced soon. But it's not just Madden. At EA, competition is at the heart of everything we'll do. And we'll have more news about more events and more games to share soon. So stay tuned. And here's to a great year of competition ahead. But now, let's go back to Los Angeles. Here's the general manager of BioWare, my good friend, Aaron Flynn.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. At the heart of Mass Effect Andromeda is a question. How far will we go? In the game, you are part of an ambitious expedition, leaving the Milky Way galaxy to help humanity find a new home. You travel millions of light years to the Andromeda galaxy. You wake up. Now what? Everything is new. New planets, new species, new technologies. You must be among the most courageous, the most daring to go on this journey. Because this is a galaxy where you are the alien. How far will we go? That question is also at the heart of the development of Mass Effect Andromeda. The Mass Effect trilogy is a huge part of our history and the lives of many of our fans. It was an amazing story, but this is a whole new adventure. We're building on the things you love about Mass Effect, amazing stories and gameplay, and now we're letting our imaginations run wild. This is a bigger adventure filled with a whole new cast of memorable characters and more freedom than we've ever given players in a BioWare game. And for the first time, it's all powered by Frostbite, which means you're going to see, hear, and feel Mass Effect like never before. That's our promise to you. So how far will we go? Well, we can't wait to share more with you this fall. Here's a look behind the scenes at Mass Effect Andromeda. Thank you.
Our survival as a species has always depended on our drive to seek out the undiscovered, push beyond our limits, and expand the boundaries of our known world. With Mass Effect, we are going further than ever before. To Andromeda, to build a new home for humanity. Imagine distant star systems with remote and hostile planets, teeming with alien life and civilizations. Worlds where adventure, danger, and the unknown are waiting to be discovered. We've created a universe that you will lose yourself in, a whole new galaxy for you to explore.
All right. How's everyone doing? Okay. I hope you're loving what you've seen so far. We've still got a bunch more ahead, including FIFA, Star Wars, and of course, Battlefield 1. But first, let's have a practical conversation about play. Many of these games we're talking about today are months away. Meanwhile, I'm sure you're all playing games that you've already invested a ton of time in. So our commitment is to support the community. It's a commitment to continue delivering new content to enjoy with your friends. In just the last year alone, we delivered more than 300 game updates to our most popular games. This year, that number will be even higher. And for EA Play this week, we have our biggest collection of content updates ever across both console, PC, and mobile. We've also got free trials to help you discover and try something new this week, like the Outer Rim expansion for Star Wars Battlefront, or check out some new games through EA Access for Xbox One and Origin Access for PC. Both have more than 20 great games available in the vault, and they are free for everyone to try all week long. Now here's one more way we hope you'll play this week. We have a new program called Play to Give. It's a big deal for us, and it's unlike anything we've ever done before. We're bringing together in-game challenges with charitable donations. First, the charities. At EA, we celebrate charitable causes that encourage a more diverse and inclusive world for all of us, as well as those that inspire and assist future game makers through STEM education. So we've partnered with 5 great organizations for EA Play: the UN He for She Initiative, National Center for Women and Information Technology, Special Effect, Code.org, and Code 2040. Now the challenges. There are 5 of them that are designed to celebrate our player community this week. Some examples. In Battlefield 4 and Battlefield Hardline, there's a new objective that's based on helping out your teammates in need. We're celebrating strong female characters in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes as you deploy a special squad to battle against the droids. And in FIFA Ultimate Team, if you can win with the Play to Give Cup, you'll receive an untradeable rare mega pack. It all comes together at the end of EA Play when we donate $1 million in celebration of the importance of play. Now let me send it back to Peter for some big news on FIFA 17. Peter, over to you.
Let me check. How's everyone doing? I think we're winning. Thanks, Andrew, and welcome back to London. Now, like me, I know many of you are excited that we're in the middle of a summer full of football. England looked good last night, till about the 92nd minute. But to be here in England at the heart of football, there's no better place to show you what's next. You'll see in a moment just how far FIFA has come from its debut in 1993. This is a revolutionary year for FIFA, for the most popular sports game on the planet. This is FIFA 17.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
But you will. My name is Alex Hunter, and just like you and every other kid that's grown up kicking about football, I've always dreamed of playing on the biggest stage for the best tactical minds in the game, alongside the greatest names. Playing in the park with my mates, I've already pictured it. Taking flawless 50-yard passes from Beckham, sending in Messi with the perfect through ball, burying it in the top corner like Rooney. Now, I have the chance to make that dream my reality. To pull on a Premier League shirt and maybe even one day step into the center circle of Wembley, 3 lions on my chest. This is the start of my journey. I know it won't be easy, but if I can perform on the pitch, make the right decisions off it, and take advantage of every opportunity that comes my way, this is the start of my journey. And you're all coming with me.
We've heard a lot about the talent of this young man, Alex Hunter. He had a wide choice of clubs to sign for, Today his journey begins as he makes his Premier League debut.
I haven't seen a kid coming out of the exit trials generate this much interest in years. I never expected anything like this.
Yes! A goal for Alex Hunter on his debut.
You're in the big league now. You have to raise your game.
You need representation, you call me.
Wow! Check this place out! Just don't get too carried away. It can disappear just like that. Life doesn't always give you what you want, does it? I'm ready.
You'll get your opportunity, Hunter.
Just get me out of there.
Oh, we might as well pack this season in now.
What was he thinking?
I want to stay and fight for my place. I won't let you down.
Alex Hunter, an outstanding goal. Welcome to the Premier League. This young man has everything.
We're going to make history.
Incredible, Hunter!
My name is Alex Hunter. You don't know me, but believe me, you soon will.
So that's amazing. What you just saw is a brand new experience in FIFA 17 called The Journey. You'll live your Premier League story through the player we just met, Alex Hunter. That is the power of Frostbite, FIFA 17's brand new engine. You'll live in real football worlds, and you'll meet characters full of depth and emotion. And maybe nobody shows more emotion than the managers on the sidelines. And as such, for the first time ever, Premier League managers are in the game. So that means if we're launched today, we'd have 3 of the most legendary managers in FIFA 17. Check them out. Pep Guardiola, set to join the league. The legendary Arsene Wenger at Arsenal. And of course, my favorite of them all, at the best club in the world, Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. Now, these managers are the best. These 3 are the best, second to none. More than 1,500 wins between them, with 10 league championships and 2... Did I say 3? I'm not quite sure. Ladies and gentlemen, Jose Mourinho. So I apologize. I don't write the scripts here. I don't do the game. Jose, of course, is in the game. And it is a great honor for Jose to join the EA family, to be in FIFA 17 as the great manager now, of course, of Manchester United. We've rendered you in the game. I don't know if we can have a look. Can we get Jose up in the game?
But I'm still upset with you.
You're still upset? What about you are? You're going to be more upset when you come to Anfield this season.
We are 20 of us. You choose 3.
Just 3.
You leave us 17 out.
I know.
I'm not
sorry.
happy with that.
Yeah. See that clench? First of all, he looks great. Secondly, I can tell you on behalf of all of us football fans, it's great having the personality and the skill and the talent that is Jose Mourinho back in the Premier League. And thirdly, I can't wait to bring them to Anfield and show them where real football is played. Having said that, it is great having you in the game. I know your son's a big player.
Yes, he is.
Who does he play as? Here's the question. Do you know?
I don't know really. I just know that I can wake up 3, 4 o'clock in the morning with his noise.
Yeah. Does he spend money on Ultimate Team that you're aware of?
Yeah, I control the debit card, and yes.
Well, I think we've all seen your contract, so I think there's plenty of Ultimate Team business to be had. So it's going to be great having the managers in there, and it's even more important to have Jose Mourinho, one of the great personalities of football for the last 20 years, and all of the things that he's done for this game. We couldn't be more happy to have you in the game. I know your son needs some early code for the game. I think I can take care of that. So, but ladies and gentlemen, please thank Jose Mourinho for joining us here. Welcome.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I didn't call him the special one. He doesn't like it. Okay, we've shown you a lot today, but we're not done. It is my pleasure to introduce you to FIFA producer, Aaron McCarty. Aaron.
Well, thank you, Peter. It's great to be here in London. But for me and for the development team back in Vancouver, it's amazing to finally be able to show you the journey. Now, the best thing about the journey is you're in control of your story off the pitch. But in FIFA, just like football, the most important thing is what happens on the pitch. And that's especially true in gameplay. We're bringing complete innovation to the game this season. We've got 4 big transformations that let you own every moment, and we're bringing more control than ever before. Here they are. We've rewritten set pieces to give you creative control over every dead ball. We completely overhauled physical play. We built a new intelligence system so our players are smarter and more active off the ball. And we're giving you new ways to create chances and finish in front of goal. And those massive transformations are inspired by some of the best young football talent in the game. Let's meet them now through the lens of FIFA 17.
Okay, guys, a new season, a fresh start. Today is about winning. In football, this is the most important thing. When we win, we make the fans happy. They are why we train. They are why we are here. So remember what we need to do. Be strong on the ball. Make intelligent runs. Be ruthless in front of goal. And own every moment. The time has come. You are ready. The fans are ready. Now, go show them why we are the best.
Great strength there from Hazard. What a run from Royce. Martial, hard and low. That is world class from James Rodriguez.
Make them happy. Make them sing your name. When you play for the fans, that is when we win.
So about this time last year, we surprised you with something unexpected. With Unravel, you met Yarny, a tiny little character with a huge heart going on an epic adventure. You also met Martin Salin, a passionate and creative game maker from the Coldwood studio that brought Yarny to life. We knew Unravel would steal your hearts because it stole ours. But it also showed us something profound. When we first saw Unravel, we saw a game that we knew deserved the world's attention. It deserved to be played. We also know that there are more out there, more studios like Coldwood, more games like Unravel. Passionate developers telling amazing stories, creating spectacular games. We are committed to working with small developers, finding these great new games, and giving all of you a chance to discover their magic. So today, we are very excited to announce EA Originals. Our EA Originals program is about 3 things. Firstly, it's about taking first-time experiences that are unique, gorgeous, innovative, and memorable, and bringing them to the world. Secondly, it's about supporting small developers and helping them make the most of their games. Now, we'll seek out a few projects each year for EA Originals and partner with them through the whole process from development to marketing to publishing. And lastly, funding and offering a level of security. Now, making games is hard business, and these small developers have risked themselves to develop a new IP and created games great games deserve to be played. Now, check this out. With EA Originals, we want all the profit from these games to go back into the hands of the developers, so they can keep innovating and creating into the future. Now, we've already begun with EA Originals, so please welcome to our stage Klaus Lyngeled from Zoink Games in Gothenburg. He is here to take you into the beautiful world of our first EA Originals game called FIFA.
Hi, everyone. Wow, it's amazing to be here, joining you all at EA Play here in Los Angeles. It's really huge for me, and I'm super excited to be here. I run a small game studio in Sweden, in Gothenburg, called Zoink, and we're about 20 people brought together by our fascination for new approaches to interactive storytelling and art. And recently, we've been on a journey with a very special new project. And thanks to Patrick and EA, we're here today to bring you along with us. Let me introduce you to the world of FIFA. At its heart, FIFA is a personal narrative about our relationship with nature. It's a game without words, a celebration of our longing to be one with the world around us. It's a story that reminds us that everything in this world is connected, living in a delicate balance that is constantly under threat. You awaken as a young cub, all alone in a dark forest glade, and you have no idea who you are or how you got there. But as you spy from the treetops, you'll soon come to know the extraordinary creatures that live in this forest. And you'll find that they are all connected through their own language, a language of strange and beautiful music. See, every animal, every breathing creature, and even the plants, they all have their own unique song. And by learning them, you can connect to the forest, to understand it, to be part of it. Each song you learn will help you reach new parts of the forest and take you ever closer to discovering the secret of your own kind. But you are not the only newcomer to the forest. The silent ones corrupt the forest and spread their silence with each step. As you evade them using stealth and cunning, you will uncover their terrible purpose. This is a game full of discovery, conflict, and relationships. But as you explore the world of FIFA, we're not going to hold your hand. The game won't tell you where to go, what to do, or how to think. We will set the stage and invite you into the forest for your own personal experience. An experience that will leave you scared, amazed, and delighted. In the forest, your discoveries will be your own. I'm very proud to now show you more about the beautiful world of FIFA. Thank you.
It's great to be here to talk about our Star Wars games. Right now, we have teams across the world creating a wide range of Star Wars games for all types of Star Wars fans. These teams are being led by some of the creative minds who have made some of our favorite games of the last decade. And now they're channeling their talent and passion to bring you all new experiences that will span many corners of the Star Wars universe for years to come. Let's break it down. Already today, you can play Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, Star Wars The Old Republic, and of course, Star Wars Battlefront. Each of these games are live and getting fresh, new content all year long. Next year, you're going to get a new installment of Star Wars Battlefront. Led by DICE, in collaboration with Motive, we're building on the foundation of the first game. We're listening to our players and adding more of what you want, including content from the new films. Then coming in 2018 is a new action-adventure game from Visceral Games. Amy Hennig and team are creating an original narrative in the Star Wars universe with new characters. And beyond that, we've got more amazing projects in store, including one from our partners at Respawn Entertainment. They are exploring a different Star Wars era in their own third-person action-adventure game. We can't wait for you to play these games. I can't wait to play them myself. Here's a special peek behind the curtain at the EA Star Wars games we're working on with Lucasfilm. Thank you, and may the Force be with you.
The Star Wars universe is growing day by day with the comics, the films, the games, you name it. And to be a part of that and to work with Lucasfilm is incredibly exciting. So what we're really trying to do at EA is cater to different areas of the Star Wars universe and create different game experiences that are tailor-made for those fans.
With Star Wars Battlefront, we wanted to really be able to bring people into the world of Star Wars like never before. What excites me now is bringing in more characters, more planets, more environments, more eras. And that's why we're super happy to have both Motive Studios and Criterion contributing in a significant way.
There's no point in making something in the Star Wars IP if you're just going to do what's been done before, right? So it's a fantastic opportunity for Motive to really tell the world what we're about. And we're going to bring that to Battlefront, which is, it's crazy. It's incredible.
As a studio, our promise to gamers is ultimately gameplay first. We all demand that the game has these huge wow moments that translates really well into the Star Wars universe. We're going to deliver that Star Wars awe like fans have never seen before.
With Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, we talked a lot about how we grew up as kids with Star Wars, and we collected toys, we'd bring them over to a friend's house, and we'd set up these battles where sometimes it was what we'd seen in the films, and sometimes it was just a random mashup of stuff that we wanted to play from our own imagination. Our aim is to bring in characters from all the films, all the TV shows, and even beyond.
Star Wars is what got me into role-playing games in the first place, that storytelling you did as a kid with your Star Wars action figures. With Star Wars The Old Republic, the choices you make, the freedom you have, that's really at the heart of a BioWare game. And beyond The Old Republic, there are so many stories that we still want to tell.
Our goal has always been not to just sort of make a game that is set in the Star Wars universe, but to really tell an authentic Star Wars story. And that's actually a hugely different thing. How do you ground the new and unfamiliar in the familiar? You need the guidance of someone like Doug Chiang to show you the way.
One of the great joys of working with Amy is she is like a film director in many ways, because she is telling her story and I'm helping to realize her world.
EA has some really exciting plans in the works for the Star Wars portfolio, and what we're doing is bringing in talent from across the industry and letting them loose. We have completely different games on the horizon, and I just hope that every fan walks away going, wow, I never thought they were going to bring my Star Wars fantasy to life.
Thank you, Jade, and thank you to all our studio teams working on Star Wars games today. So, here we are, one last game. Let's talk Battlefield 1. You might be wondering why I'm up here again. Well, my journey with Battlefield started over 2 decades ago, when DICE was still a small indie studio. We were dreaming about conquering the world and sharing our games with more and more players. Now, I've been involved in each and every part of this series, and it's humbling to serve a Battlefield community today that has grown to more than 60 million players around the world. That is truly incredible, so thank you. It also means that we have a great responsibility to deliver on the promise of Battlefield with every game. We have to take creative risks, to pioneer. So we knew from the start that Battlefield 1 could be no ordinary game. Now, let me tell you a quick story about the inception of Battlefield 1. A few years ago, 2 guys in our studio at DICE in Stockholm, Stefan Strandberg and Martin Kopparhed, kept telling me that they had the concept for the next Battlefield. And each time we met, they showed me more and more ideas from the team. Now, I'll be honest, I was skeptical. I was like really skeptical. And I told them, I don't think we have it yet. But they kept pushing, they kept coming back. And then one late night in Stockholm, they brought me a very special pitch. An absolutely mind-boggling pitch, unmistakably Battlefield, and set in a very unique take on World War I. Right then and there, that's when we knew we had to make this game. So when you stand here introducing a game like Battlefield 1 to tens of millions of dedicated players, you know the risks were worth it.
So that was just a piece of our EA Play trailer, and you'll get to see the full version in just a bit. But first, I want you to know that our team at DICE in Stockholm has huge ambitions for Battlefield 1. We've set out to deliver an epic and unforgettable experience for our players. And the result is a dynamic experience where no battle is ever the same. But as talented as our DICE team is, it is you, the Battlefield community, that powers the team. That is why at the world premiere last month, we revealed Battlefield 1 alongside our players. We want the community to be part of this every step of the way. And today marks another exciting milestone in the road to Battlefield 1, our first in-depth look at gameplay. And to reveal that, I'm honored that we have players from our community here to lead the first ever live stream of Battlefield 1 immediately following the press conference. And our host, Jose Sanchez, is with a few of them right now.
Thanks, guys. I am excited because today we are going to see actual gameplay straight from Battlefield 1 under the command of 2 solid teams with players like Jamie Foxx, Zac Efron are going to be on those teams. Are you guys pumped for tonight's event?
Yes. Jazzed. Can't wait. Dude, stoked.
I know I'm excited, and coming up in a few minutes, we have the Battlefield Squads live stream kicking off. 64 players going head-to-head, 32 v 32 in a best-of-3 matchup, and I can't wait to see wins. Good luck to the both of you guys and your respective teams. Now let's go back up to Patrick and find out exactly what makes this game so epic.
Thank you, Jose. So only in Battlefield 1 will you engage in some of the biggest battles ever seen, as you squad up in epic multiplayer matches with up to 64 players. Now that's going to be really cool to watch. And in just a few minutes, you'll get to see how no battle is ever the same. Through the power of Frostbite, intuitive destruction, dynamic weather, and a variety of weapons and vehicles makes this the most immersive and dynamic Battlefield game ever. So let's start by talking destruction, a hallmark for Battlefield. In Battlefield 1, destruction is more intuitive and natural than ever. This creates unlimited gameplay possibilities as you impact the world around you. And next, dynamic weather. Weather will now change unpredictably, so you will need to adjust your tactics based on the conditions. So playing the same map on a bright day or in heavy fog or rain will impact what you see or hear, so you have to adapt your playstyle. And finally, an impressive variety of weapons and vehicles add to the range of experience you'll have on the battlefield. And most notable, the introduction of the ultimate vehicles, the behemoths. The Great War gave birth to some of the largest vehicles ever made, and Battlefield 1 gives you the chance to control these beasts. Take control of an airship, armored train, or a battleship to dominate the battlefield across air, land, and sea. An all-out war has never felt so epic. When Battlefield 1 launches on October 21st, worldwide, you will experience destruction, weather, and a variety of weapons and vehicles that ensure no battle is ever the same. And for those of you who are Battlefield insiders, you get an early access to experience this firsthand during the open beta later this summer. All right, in just a few minutes, the Battlefield Squad's live stream will begin. But first, let's take another look at Battlefield 1. Thank you.
We're going to change the world indeed. It looks absolutely amazing, Battlefield 1. So that's our show. We have Battlefield 1 playables right behind me here in London. We've got Titanfall 2. We've got FIFA 17. We've got Madden 17. We here in London are going to have a great time tonight. We're here through midnight. It's going to be phenomenal. Andrew, I'm sure you're going to have the same there. Back to you in Los Angeles.
Thanks, Peter. All right, so that's our show. And now, the way I see it, I'm the only thing standing between you and an hour of Battlefield 1 gameplay. So let's keep this quick. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you to all of you here in Los Angeles. And, of course, thank you to everyone in London as well. We're just getting started here at EA Play, so stay with us. There's a lot more to come. And now it's time to play. Thank you.
All right, there you go, folks. That's 1 down, 5 to go. EA's conference. Okay, let's all put up our virtual scoreboards for that. Out of 10, Scott Butterworth, what are you going to give Electronic Arts?
Not a lot of surprises there, and actually there's some stuff that I really wish we'd seen more of. Like, I really wanted more Andromeda, and what we did see was pretty enticing.
I thought we might see less of Andromeda than what we saw.
Yeah.
I really liked everything they said. Like, everything they said they're working towards for Andromeda is basically like everything I've got on the wish list. Like, I can't even anything that, you know, I wish they teased at related to that game that they didn't. And what we did see of, even if it wasn't, you know, in-engine gameplay footage, looked gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Fair enough. All right, let's ram through this list of games. Everyone who's watching on the live stream, they're starting to get that Battlefield gameplay event going, but they're going to talk to Zac Efron and Jamie Foxx for about 10 minutes probably, so we'll be done and dusted by the time that thing started, so stick around.
I'm jazzed.
Yeah, for sure. Get your questions in Twitch and the GameSpot chat as well. Okay, first things first, Titanfall 2.
Yeah, you already seen it.
That was probably, like, of the footage they showed of the actual gameplay that we saw during that press conference, that was probably my favorite. I mean, it was also arguably the deepest look at any of the games that they were showing off. I mean, Star Wars, they kind of rolled everything together. We got the kind of creepy AI voiceover and the sort of hinting at this relationship between pilots and mechs, which we had speculated on, but now it's really confirmed, and it was nice to see it in action.
Yeah, so the multiplayer looks great. I mean, you can see how, like, a couple of years as well has really given this engine a bit of breathing room. But I even like that, transitioning into Titans that are already on the field instead of just jumping down into them.
God, I feel like they're just really learning a lot. Like, I mean, obviously Respawn's a team that's proved themselves to be quite reliable, but they also seem to be massively listening to what their fans want and stuff like that.
I mean, yeah, single player was like the big ask from last year.
This gameplay looks great. It looks like they're incorporating a lot of sweet mechanics.
Yeah, from
brand new
Overwatch.
things to change up the.
There's